and welcome to the morning show. I'm your host, Ramona Singh, and we're covering day 20 of this election cycle where Ontarians will choose a new government come June 2nd. So this past weekend, there was announcements by the different leaders, and I just want to catch you up quickly. We will play those announcements for you from the different leaders, but just to know where things are at on day 20, well, the Liberals came out with their announcement when it comes to the opioid crisis. Essentially, Stephen Del Duca, the leader of the Liberal Party, he said that he's going to reverse Ford's and he says that in terms of conservative cuts to mental health and addiction services, and the Liberals are saying that if they form government come June 2nd, that they're going to invest $3 billion for mental health and addiction services, essentially saying that the Liberals are saying that under Doug Ford's watch, they're saying 9,154 people in 2018 and 12,527 in 2020 had gone through opioid overdose. And he's saying that that was up by 75%. And this is according to the Ontario Drug Policy Research. And that was since the pandemic began. So it's quite significant numbers. And it's good that government is noticing, in terms of the different parties, are noticing what's happened to Ontarians, especially during the pandemic, and when it comes to addiction and overdose. And of course, that goes hand in hand with mental health and making sure that that's something that's addressed and it's critical. The $300 million over 4 years, they're saying that is to prevent and intervene in treating opioid addiction and overdoses. And this is something they said that they're going to do in Sudbury through Réseau Access Network, which in Northern Ontario, the numbers are a lot higher than other regions of Ontario. There's also the announcement of making sure that the Opioid Emergency Task Force, this is something that would go into effect if the Liberals take office. So that is a $3 billion investment, very significant when it comes to opioid crisis and mental health. With the NDP, well, they've talked about this weekend in terms of their plan for healthcare. Andrew Horwath is saying that the NDP did announce that they want to hire 30,000 nurses to address the healthcare crisis that we've seen in the past few years, and to make sure that there are more nurses in the field. And she says that that's going to happen by making sure it's streamlining when it comes to people who are trained nurses from other countries, and making sure the requirements are met. And of course, here in Ontario, and also attract from other provinces. Well, 30,000 nurses is part of the strategy to retain, recruit, and return nurses that have left the field. And that comes with increasing their wages and much more to be able to attract them. Now, what the NDP are saying for Niagara region, Niagara Hospital, they're saying that when it comes to long-term care facilities, they want to bring in 800 new nurses. So that's a significant number to increase in the Niagara region. And they're saying that they want to fill the 50 vacant nursing jobs in the area today. But they're talking about 800 new nurses, and that is for hospital, clinics, and long-term care. That's the NDP plan of what they're announcing. They're also saying that they want to recognize nursing certifications, credentials of 15,000 internationally trained nurses. So that's that recruitment where half of that target, 30,000 is a target, half of that will be from internationally trained nurses to be able to recognize their degree and their certification. Also creating new jobs, they're saying, for late career and recently retired nurses to go back into the field as supervisors and mentorship roles because of the years of experience for the new nurses with this very ambitious target. And they also want to implement return the funding to nursing program, and that is to make sure that there's funding available for them who want to graduate, and that's about 4,000 nurses in targeting who've left the profession due to the work conditions that they've been going through. So essentially, they're also saying that they'll get rid of Bill 124. They're saying something that the Ford government brought into place that capped the wages of nurses, saying that when they get rid of that, they can increase the wages of nurses and also PSWs, saying that their wage should be increased to make sure that it becomes a full-time career option and not just something that's part-time. And so far this is where the NDP sit. And the Liberals and Doug Ford made an announcement this weekend talking about building 1.5 million homes in 10 years. This is a commitment that all the other three parties have also made, with the projections of 1.5 million homes in 10 years. And so that is what's happening so far. And we want to make sure you're informed and you know what each party's talking about to get you out to vote. Advanced polls have already opened, so take the time today even and go to your local advanced polling location, and it'll take you a few minutes to get out and vote. You do need your voter card, or just show up with your ID and get registered on location, and not wait till June 2nd to vote, which is a Thursday, and we don't know what's going to happen on a work day or a school day on Thursday.